we want to make sure we keep those vaccines from 35 to 45 degrees from when you purchase them, when you're storing them at your operation, and then also the day we're using them. And so make sure if you're picking those vaccines up somewhere locally, you take an ice chest with you so you can keep them cool on the ride home. The other thing we want to do is make sure we prevent sunlight or UV light exposure, because that can be harmful to those vaccines. And so always keep those vaccines in an ice chest or a refrigerator. And so too warm is a problem, but a thing we've learned here in the last several years is becoming a bigger and bigger problem is those vaccines getting too cold. We want to make sure those vaccines don't freeze, because that can reduce the integrity of that vaccine where it doesn't work as well. It can also lead to some other additional problems. So we want to keep it that 35 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. One thing you want to pay attention to is a lot of us have an old refrigerator in the barn or the garage or somewhere else we'd like to keep those vaccines stored. And we've learned through some recent work by the University of Tennessee as well as the University of Arkansas, where they went in and monitored those temperatures in the refrigerators, that there's wide swings in those temperatures. So that's one thing you want to pay attention to, and maybe rather than keeping that vaccine in the old fridge out in the barn in the garage, maybe you want to keep it in a newer fridge with a little bit better temperature control. And what some people have started doing is actually getting an thermometer that will record the minimum and maximum temperature over a month's time and putting that in the refrigerator so they can monitor what they're doing. So on the day of working, when we get ready, we want to take that vaccine out there and we want to keep it in an ice chest till we get ready to use it. But we also want to make sure that vaccine in those syringes, that we keep that out of the sunlight and we keep it in a cool area. And so there's a couple different ways you can take an ice chest and cut some holes in it and put those syringes in there between applications, or you could open a regular ice chest up and set those back in there. But it's key to keep those vaccines cool and to keep that away from heat and sunlight.